If you're scrolling through a sea of gaming laptops, the biggest thing on your mind is probably not the raw spec sheet, it's whether the machine will actually sit comfortably on your desk, stay cool during those marathon raids, and justify the money you're about to drop. I get that hesitation. You've probably heard promises about blazing performance and future-proof graphics, but the reality you care about is, will it run your favorite titles at 1080p or higher without turning the room into a sauna, and can you actually carry it to a coffee shop without breaking a sweat? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Lenovo Legion 5 Gen 10 tries to hit that sweet spot of power and practicality. It's marketed as a high-end machine with an AMD Ryzen AI 7358-core CPU, an RTX 5070 GPU, and a 15.1-inch WQXGA OLED screen that pushes 165 Hz. That sounds impressive on paper, but what matters is how those pieces come together in everyday use. First, let's talk about the display. Most gaming laptops in the 15-inch range settle for a 1080p panel, which can look stretched on larger monitors. The Legion's 25601600 OLED screen gives you noticeably sharper textures and deeper blacks, especially in darker games like Elden Ring or Resident Evil. The 165 Hz refresh rate means the frame count stays fluid when you crank the graphics settings up, and the OLED color accuracy is a nice bonus for anyone who also dabbles in content creation or video streaming. In my own test runs, the screen stayed bright enough on a dimly lit bedroom, but if you're used to working in bright daylight, you'll probably still need an external monitor for the best visibility. Thermals are where a lot of gaming laptops trip up, and the Legion tries to address that with a copper heat pipe system and what Lenovo calls turbocharged fans. The laptop ships with a PCO cooler, a small external pad that plugs into the side and adds extra airflow. In practice, the combo keeps the CPU and GPU temperatures under control during extended sessions of Cyberpunk 2077 at 1440p. You'll notice the fans spin up louder around 80°C, but the acoustic design does a decent job of keeping the noise from drowning out in-game sound effects. If you're planning on streaming or using a headset with a mic, you'll still want to set the fan curve a bit higher, but you won't end up shouting over a whirring turbine. Now, let's get to the real-world performance you care about. The Ryzen AI 7350 paired with 32GB of DDR5 RAM handles multitasking like a champ. You can have Discord, Chrome, and a game all running simultaneously without a hitch. The 1TB SSD provides lightning-fast load times. I saw Fortnite load in under 5 seconds from a cold start, and Microsoft Flight Simulator shaved minutes off my usual load screens. The RTX 5070 is more than capable of delivering 60 frames per second at 1440p in most modern titles, and it still pushes respectable numbers at 4K if you're okay with turning down a few settings. That means you're covered whether you're a competitive shooter player who wants high refresh rates or a single-player enthusiast who prefers visual fidelity. What about portability? The Legion 5 weighs around 5.5 pounds and is about an inch thick. It's not a slim ultrabook, but it's manageable if you need to bring it to a LAN party or a friend's house. The built-in RJ45 port is a pleasant surprise. Many thin laptops have ditched wired Ethernet, forcing you to rely on Wi-Fi 6, which is solid but can be spotty in crowded apartments. Having a wired connection gives you consistent ping in online matches, a clear win for serious gamers. Battery life is always the elephant in the room with gaming rigs. On a full charge, I got roughly 3 hours of mixed use, a little bit of web browsing, a quick Valorant match, and some video editing. That's typical for a machine with a powerful GPU, so don't expect it to replace your work laptop for a full day. If you need long unplugged sessions, you'll want to keep the charger handy or consider a power bank that supports the laptop's USB-C PD input. Who should actually buy this laptop? If you're a mid-level to advanced gamer who wants a machine that can handle the latest titles at high settings, enjoys the extra visual punch of an OLED screen, and appreciates a solid wired network option, the Legion 5 hits a lot of marks. The 32GB of RAM and 1TB SSD also make it a strong candidate for content creators who edit footage or run virtual machines alongside their gaming. The bundled PCO cooler is a nice bonus that adds value if you're planning on long gaming marathons. Who might skip it? If you're looking for an ultralight travel laptop that you can toss into a backpack and forget about heat, there are slimmer alternatives that sacrifice some raw power for portability. Also, if your budget is tight, the Legion's price point sits higher than a typical 1080p gaming laptop, so you'll need to be comfortable paying for the OLED panel and the